It's a great Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
We're streaming live on YouTube and you can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.
Let's begin with the news right now. The Queen of England has approved the order to suspend the UK Parliament.
And the Privy Council, which is a body of senior politicians who act as the Queen's official advisors, requested Wednesday that the Queen suspends Parliament. The Queen is currently on holiday in Scotland. According to a statement from the Privy Council, the Queen has approved the suspension of the Parliament no earlier than Monday, the 9th of September, and no later than Thursday, the 12th of September, until October the 14th.
Yeah, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says the move is in a bid to launch new legislation, but denied he was seeking to prevent Parliament from obstructing his Brexit plans. But it means MPs are unlikely to have time to pass any laws that could stop the Prime Minister taking the UK out of the EU without a deal on the 31st of October.
Now, more than 40 persons, mostly young girls, are believed to have been kidnapped by bandits in Warner Village, Kurfi local government area of Katsina State.
Well, no official statement has been issued by either the police or the state authorities on the matter. Well, Kurfi local government is just about 40 kilometers away from the state capital and is witnessing such an attack for the first time. Katsina State has witnessed a drastic reduction in banditry and kidnappings due to increased security measures by the state government. But now, there seems to be a gradual resurgence of criminal activities, and it is extending beyond the 8 border local governments, and it had earlier been restricted to.
Similarly, at least 3 students have been kidnapped along the Abuja-Kaduna highway. An official confirmation has been difficult to secure, but sources say the number of kidnapped persons could be as high as 7.
Now, the incident took place on Tuesday when gunmen blocked the highway, intercepted vehicles before disappearing with the victims. The 3 students are said to be final-year undergraduates of the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Meanwhile, management of the university has confirmed the abduction of the 3 final-year students from the Faculty of Law.
And ABU's Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Ismail Shehu, in a statement confirming the incident, said efforts are being made by the university and parents of the affected students to secure their immediate release.
The joint border security exercise ordered by the government to secure Nigeria's land and maritime borders is taking a toll on many Africans.
And travelers and vehicles have been stranded for some days now, and trucks carrying Nigeria-bound goods are still at the border. And President Muhammadu Buhari says the partial closure of Nigeria's border with Benin Republic is due to the massive smuggling activities, especially over rice, taking place on that corridor.
Now, the security exercise will be conducted across Nigeria's borders in 25 states. And I have with me, joining me now, security consultant Oladeyinde Ario. It's nice to have you join me in the studio this morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Now, if you watch, yesterday it was on the headlines, the partial closure of the borders, and a lot of people said their goods, couldn't cross and all of that. But looking at it from your superior perspective and as a consultant, is this a good way to go?
It's, for me, a theater of the absurd.
Why is that?
We have over 1,500 unmanned borders that give free access to smugglers, bandits, kidnappers, terrorists, armed smugglers, and all manner of undesirable elements. Now, why is government not focusing on that and now coming to close the official borders through which things can be managed? Now, we just made a nonsense of the ECOWAS Treaty that gives free access, entry and exit to member nationalities. And very painfully, Ogun State is a border state. There's a part of Ogun State where they plant tomato in massive quantity. As we're talking now, several pickup vans and trucks carrying tomato meant for Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, and other places, they've been locked in. They cannot come out of this place. And what we have there, they are rotting. And these are people who took loans to support their farming system. Must we model things up? Couldn't somebody have taken the pains to separate the wheat from the chaff?
No, but the point there is there were also reports that some officials also assist smuggling through the formal and official borders.
Are we just knowing that a large number of our customs officers are smugglers? They not only support or assist smugglers, they are smugglers themselves.
Yeah,
they have their operation.
So wouldn't this be a good development?
They may not, because of their official position, may be bringing in their goods through the official entry point, right? But what happens to several others? I have been to those places and I know what I saw. So we are fond of leaving the substance and chasing the shadow. I would have thought that technology that's there out there would have been deployed to focus more on armed borders, the entry points, as against this one. This would have been a lot easier. Okay?
But talk to us before I let you go. How challenging, really, because Nigeria is a massive country, how challenging would it be if we really talk about the issue of ensuring that we have safety, security around our borders?
We are not the only country that has massive boundary, okay? And then, of course, we are not the only country that suffers from the evils of smuggling. But here, we've been so laid back, tardy and lethargic in tackling this. It's a recurring decimal. If you have the time, let's take a drive to Songo and through Songo to the Wera tomorrow. You will be surprised what you will see. It's a bare day, open day, open light, bare face smuggling. Okay, so a lot more beyond these cosmetic things have to be done if we want to move forward.
All right, we look forward to that. Lade Indiario, thank you so much for coming on the program.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
The joint border security exercise ordered by the government to secure Nigeria's land and maritime borders is taking a toll on many Africans. Travelers and vehicles have been stranded for some days now, and trucks carrying Nigeria-bound goods are still at the border. President Buhari says that the partial closure of Nigeria's border with Benin Republic is due to the massive smuggling activities, especially of rice, taking place on that corridor. The security exercise would be conducted across Nigeria's borders in 25 states. I have joining me security consultant Oladende Ario. Thank you so much for joining us on the program at this time. Some persons would applaud the federal government with this move that has been carried out to ensure that our borders are safe from insecurity issues.
Ordinarily, you will expect applaud, right? And applause as well.
Of course.
But for all I care, my problem basically is this. The manned borders already have structures that can be put to use in determining what goes in, who goes in, what goes out, and who goes out. What happens to the unmanned borders? They are more in numbers. I gave you a figure earlier, 1,521 unmanned borders across the borders. They are more dangerous than the ones that are already manned.
But looking at the security measure being carried out by the federal government, what would you say would be the rippling effect? Because whether you like it or not, you will still give an applaud to the customs for the number of contraband goods they are seizing at the ports.
As much as that is laudable, I can tell you for free that the moment the exercise is over, they will return to their old ways. They are the ones assisting smugglers. They work hand in hand with them. If you want to know, go to town and research into the stupendous wealth at that customs officers carry around. They are rich people. They are wealthy in the society. They live larger than what the salary should ordinarily get them. That will tell you that the problem is deeper and cannot be solved by a 3-day or 1-week exercise. It's fundamental. So for us to really get solution, they need to do something beyond that. And talking about the unmanned borders, America had the same problem, but they deployed technology. Okay? Now we've closed Benin. They're not bringing rice, they're not bringing tomato and poultry products. What happens to places like Ilela and other places where cows are being brought in droves, where terrorists are being brought in, guns and all of that are being brought in droves?
But you know, the closure is not just on Benin, but let's leave it at that. Let's look at the rippling effect on businessmen and women. You know, days ago we saw, just yesterday we saw that a bride and a groom had to go through a lot to travel through the borders. How would you say what should be the approach of the federal government to addressing, you know, the rippling effect on the business economy?
Well, for those who are farmers, bringing their farm products to the city, who are not even outside Nigeria, they should be compensated. And I'm serious. Because I'm talking of trucks of ripe tomatoes, harvested from the farms, meant for Lagos, Abuja, and other metro points in Nigeria. Now, they've been caught in the web. Now, regarding the seizure of contrabands, whoever gets caught in that web should suffer the loss. And I've said it before, it's not enough to seize contrabands. Prosecute the importer. I mean, that way, we will not be out there to do it again. But if you just seize, some of them are so wealthy enough that, come on, you seize maybe goods worth 10, 20 M, he has over 100 M still waiting, and they will do it again and again and again.
All right.
So beyond seizure, let there be prosecution.
Security consultant Olade Ndiario, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.